I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Let's continue with the topic of tonic triads as we move on to page 45 of Grade 1 Discovering Music Theory. And moving on to exercise 3, we're asked to add one note, just one note, to complete each triad with the tonic as its lowest note, because of course to be a tonic triad it has to be built from the tonic, the first degree of the scale. And so we need to make sure that regarding the appropriate key we have the first, the third and the fifth to build the appropriate chord of 3 notes. So here we're in C major and we're in the bass clef, and so of course our lowest note should be C, all cows, C, so that's correct. So there's our first, second, third is the next space, fourth, so we need the fifth adding. So we can tell that's the missing note there. It may have been that any of those notes were missing, so we need to make sure we start at the correct point and then build upwards from that. And so in the treble clef here, we're in F major. We know that because there's a B flat, but they've told us so here. That's what we need to make sure the triad is reflecting. And so the first, the tonic, should be the F. And remember the spaces spell face, F-A-C-E, so there's the F. So there's our first. And then the second, third, we skip over to the third. Then the fourth we miss, and we want the fifth, which should be the C, first, third, fifth. So long as we've got the tonic in the correct place, we build from there upwards. And remember, it's easy to do once we know what our first note is, because it's space, 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 or line, line, line. Because the second, if you look at that on how that looks on a piano for a C chord, first, third, fifth, we're hopping over, that would be your C chord. And so it's space, 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 or line, 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 because we're missing these in between notes here. And so that would be your C chord, that would be your G chord if you were playing a keyboard, that would be your F chord, F-A-C, first, third, fifth, and the D chord would have to have the F sharp, because the key signature F sharp must be active on this note F to make it D major, otherwise it would be a different triad altogether. So let's continue with this. If you feel like you know what's going on, then by all means press pause and crack on and have a go yourself. If not, then just maybe work through a couple more and then we'll work through the answers together. So pop back into the video and then we'll check these together. So G major, we need to have the tonic as G. Now we're in the bass clef, and so this is note G. This would be G in the treble clef, but we need this to be the G. And so we need to have our tonic present. Otherwise, kind of the chord's got no root and we're starting on the wrong note here. And then that would be a completely different triad altogether. So there we must make sure that the tonic is represented at the bottom, at the base of the chord, or the root as it's called. Let's carry on. And now we're in the treble clef. We're on this high register here in the treble clef. We need the root to be C. And so the space is spell face, F-A-C-E, that's E. We need the root to be the C. So there's the first, the tonic C, and then the third and the fifth are built on top of that. Now here we're in F major. Now F major should have B flats, and so there's no key signature, so we need to be wary in case we need to add anything. So we need to just bear in mind that B flats should be active. However, here Good boys deserve football. That's our first. The F is there. The third is missing, and then we have the fifth. So we need to add the third in. That third is an A, and so the B flat isn't relevant. It's not needed to be added as an accidental because there is no B in which to flatten. So there we have our FAC, first, third, fifth. Now here we have a tonic triad that we need to make sure represents D major. Now D major has F sharps and C sharps. We're in the treble clef, so this is D. If we know there's middle C, D is above that. This is the E, every good boy, and D is below the E, so we know that's a D. So there's our first. We need the third. There's our fifth. So 1, 2, 3. The F is the third, but to make it D major, it's not quite ready yet because we need the F to be sharpened to show that the F sharp of the key signature is being applied as an accidental. Let's press on to exercise 4. Now we're asked to name the key of each tonic triad. We may have a key signature as an extra clue, but not necessarily. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case because we've got accidentals, and so we need to just bear in mind that the tonic will be our only clue. So the lowest note, the tonic, which the triad is built upon, will give us our key because we're building a triad upon this tonic note, this first degree of the scale. We're in the bass clef. This is our tonic. All cows eat grass, all cows, that's a C. We're in C major, that's the tonic triad, first, third, fifth, C, E, G. We're in the treble clef now. This is our tonic, and in the treble clef, that's a G, every good. Good boys deserve, that's a G, B, D chord. The tonic is G, telling us we're in G major. And then finally, we have a bass clef chord here, the lowest of which is our tonic. Good boys deserve, that tells us we're in D major, and D major has an F sharp in the middle of the chord because D major should have F sharps and C sharps, so the F must be sharpened. And now we're asked to just connect which chord belongs to which label, and again we're going to have the same clue. We're looking for the tonic to tell us which key we are playing in, and so here our tonic, the bottom of the chord is every good boy deserves. We have a D, F sharp, A, which we know. We just visualize that D, F sharp, A. That's our D chord. D major requires F sharps, and so we can be sure that we're correct. That's a D major tonic triad. We're in the bass clef for this one, and we know that the tonic will give us our key because that's the home note, the tone key, step 1 of the scale. So all cows eat grass, that's a G. So we know we're in G major, there's a G, B, D, 1, 3, 5. We're in G major, so that belongs to that. Now we have a chord again in the bass clef. Here's our tonic that will tell us everything we need to know. Good boys deserve football. There's our FAC. There's our tonic, that's our key. We're in F major, so that belongs to that. And hopefully we're correct. If not, something's gone very wrong, but I'm sure we're right. And so C major, our tonic is C, F-A-C-E, and the treble clef, there's our C major, first, third, fifth, C, E, G. That's the chord you would be playing, C, E, G, first, third, fifth. It's a C chord, it's the tonic chord of C major. And that's that completed. We've given the option of jumping ahead to some extra practice in the practice exam paper, but I suggest we leave that. Let's forget it for a little while, and then when we come to the practice exam paper, we get a bit of revision to refresh our memories. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.